Greetings to all. Today is Sunday, March 16th, 2025. On this day, may we nourish our minds with wisdom, allowing our consciousness to awaken from its deep slumber and rouse from the grand illusion in which we dwell. We are living within this illusion, relying on this body as a mere tool for one purpose, to fabricate and learn, so that we may come to realize that our true self is the mind itself. We have not come to inhabit this vessel, the body, for any other purpose, and yet we simply do not know. We do not realize that we are in truth the mind. Mind is merely a word, an attempt to name a nature so pure, so refined, that it transcends language. Let us say instead, we are of fundamental nature. We are the essence of life itself, formless, luminous, boundlessly pure. We are the very emptiness that stands before us, the silent presence that permeates all. It is us, this nature, that merges effortlessly with all that exists. To truly perceive this reality, we must let everything go. Erase the universe, erase the world, erase even this body we claim as ours. Let go of the darkness, let go of the light. Erase the stars, the sun, the black holes. Wipe away every particle of dust. What remains is pure emptiness, a luminous void. In this realm, there is no darkness, there is no light. Erase even this voice speaking now. Erase every image in the mind. Erase every feeling, satisfaction, dissatisfaction, indifference. Let them all dissolve. Erase memory. Erase the very act of perception. What remains is our true nature. It is a field of pure, radiant emptiness, untouched, unshaped, unconditioned. This is the essence of origin, the primordial element from which all arises. This nature does not move. It neither comes nor goes, for it is beyond all fabrication. It has never been born, and it can never be destroyed. It is the original element, a pristine, transparent emptiness, which nothing can create and nothing can ever destroy. You may call it the immortal element, you may call it the element of life. We, each one of us, are that very element of life, one with the pure, radiant emptiness itself. This nature transcends dimensions. It exists outside time. It knows no distance. You might call it the zero element. And yet, while we endlessly seek material elements, all material things exist within this pure element. Can you see it? We are this crystal clear element of life, but we have forgotten. Why then does this pure essence take shelter in a form? Why must it dwell in the realm of fabrication? This voice speaking now, it is merely a fabrication, an expression arising from the pure element. Thoughts and inner imagery, fabrications, emotions, sensations, perceptions, fabrications, all of them are expressions, manifestations, arising from our original purity. They arise so that we may learn. When we first took residence in this physical vessel, we had no knowledge of how or why. Think back, even to the moment before birth, when we were still within the womb. From that very instant, our element of life resided in a single cell. From the moment the sperm met the egg, in that very moment of consciousness, our element of life enters and takes residence. It takes form within that material union, the meeting of egg and sperm. From that point, life begins to divide, to grow, and gradually the body takes shape. We become attached to this vessel, grasping it as our own. Yet, do we truly know that we have come to inhabit this form? Even as we emerge from the womb, we do not know how we came to be here, how we came to dwell in this body. Notice this carefully. Unawareness has been with us all along. When then shall we awaken? We must rely on the guidance of the wise, those who have seen through the nature of the mind. to begin to understand and eventually realize it for ourselves. You must verify this for yourself. That is why I speak of this knowledge, not to convince, but to invite each of you to investigate and awaken. The truth has always been with us. It is not something distant, but we simply have not known. This not knowing is part of the nature of our consciousness, a function of the element of life itself, which has come into this world with a single purpose: to learn. We are not forms. We are not products of fabrication. We are a formless element, unconditioned and pure. Grasp this principle well. We are the element. We are a formless, unconditioned element. Grasp this truth firmly. We are pure essence. Life simply wants to know the truth. And the truth we must come to realize is this: all phenomena are simply expressions of nature. Even us, as the pure, luminous element of life, is itself a primal nature. As long as we don't know our true nature, we will continue seeking vessels, we will continue seeking formations, all for the purpose of discovering that we are the original element. Until that realization dawns from within, we will endlessly inhabit vessel after vessel. Imagine a nature that is clear and empty. How could it ever know it is emptiness if there is nothing to contrast it with? Do you understand? For in emptiness there is no formation. If formation exists, it can no longer be called empty. This transparent, pristine emptiness, this pure nature, is us. It is the element of life. It has no form, no conditioning, no fabrication. It is supremely pure, and it seeks to know itself and all things. For this learning to happen, it must rely on a vessel. It must enter the realm of form and formation. This pure, empty essence, normally one with the cosmic void, must momentarily separate to experience and know, like a drop from the ocean, all water, yet temporarily distinct. In order to perceive and learn, the element of life must develop perception and form. Only through formation can it become aware. We must understand this deeply. I am revealing to you the origin of all things. Please share this teaching on the Panya Vimutti channel to everyone. Play it aloud in your homes. Let everyone hear. This wisdom of the awakened mind is something we've never truly encountered. We all possess a mind, yet we do not know the mind. We've come to believe we are merely human, but this body will eventually perish, will it not? And when it does, our element of life will drift once more, seeking another vessel. In most cases, it becomes an animal. The chance to be reborn in a human vessel is exceedingly rare. There are countless forms: aquatic, subterranean, landbound, airborne, infinite forms across space. From the smallest organism to the greatest beast, all vessels are inhabited by the element of life. Call it mind, call it the soul, call it us. It is all the same. We are the pure, radiant element of life, scattered throughout the infinite cosmos. But human bodies are few. The competition to be born as human is immense. To receive this vessel, evolved, refined, is the rarest gift, for only the human vessel has the full capacity for reason, for reflection, for recognizing its own origin. Yet what do we do with it? We spend our lives feeding ourselves, then dying in vain, like beasts. Why? Because no sage with penetrating wisdom in the element of life has ever come to show us. If only our parents had taught us. You are a mind. You are the element of life, clear, empty, pure. This body is only temporary. If teachers had said, you are the radiant life element, you merely dwell in this body for a short while. Make haste to awaken to your true nature, cling to nothing. If we had truly known that we are the element of life, that this body is not us, that even the voice, the thoughts, the images, the joy, the sadness, all of them are tools. None of them are truly us. Even memory, even perception, tasting, touching, hearing, seeing, all are simply instruments of communication within this vessel. We are not these things. We are the pure, luminous, empty consciousness. It is time to return home. It is time to awaken to the element of life. Would it not have been a blessing if someone had taught us this since we were children? From this day forward, let this wisdom of the awakened mind be spread. Let it enter our education systems. Let every parent, every elder, come to understand the truth of consciousness and teach it to the young. If you cannot teach it, then play this message. Let it echo loudly. Let every student hear it. When someone listens with an open heart, the awakening begins. When one truly sees, tears may fall. The body is not us. The voice, the thoughts, the images, emotions, perceptions, none of these are truly us. And when this truth becomes clear, we become one with all. When the mind becomes fully awakened, profound transformations naturally unfold. We no longer harm, kill, or destroy one another. Why? Because we see clearly that there is no self, no mine, nothing to possess or protect. We no longer curse, hate, or grow angry, because we realize that the voice we hear, whether aloud or in our thoughts, is not who we are. We no longer depend on this voice. Let it speak as it does, but we no longer cling to it. The life element within us no longer attaches to that voice. It becomes completely separate from it. Gossip, slander, and blame fall away, because the awakened one no longer clings to mental fabrications. One sees thoughts arising constantly and clearly, and yet does not cling to them. One does not gossip or blame others. One no longer drowns in emotions or suffering. Suffering disappears from this world. This is the end of harm and the end of all suffering. Why do we fall ill, plagued by so many diseases? It is because we are swept up in our thoughts. We think, we attach to those thoughts, we follow the meanings wrapped inside the inner voice. We stress about work, worry constantly. How will I solve this? And we don't even realize we're playing with illusions, drowning in them, believing that all these things are real, believing that the voice is us, that we exist as a self in this world. But when we realize the truth, that we are the pure, empty, radiant essence of life, we see all of this as merely external appearances, fleeting conditions of nature, like waves on the ocean or illusions in a dream. We no longer play with them. It's like entering a game. People play and get so emotionally involved. Anger, hatred, violence, even smashing the game console in rage. But a sage, one who sees clearly, knows the game is unreal. These stories are fabricated, without true substance. We are not the game. We are not the character. We are not the hero or heroine, not the warrior, not the number one in the server. None of it is real. These stories don't feed us or sustain us. The wise do not become entangled in the game. They play, but without clinging. If the character dies, so be it. If the character is powerful or rich, so be it. It is just a game. The wise do not cling to mental fabrications. In the same way, we become entangled in thought until we believe in the story we're thinking. Each word in the voice carries meaning, and we become emotionally bound to that meaning. Then we begin to believe there really is a me, a world, people, beings, when in truth we've forgotten. We are the pure, empty, radiant essence of life. We are only temporarily borrowing this vessel, the body. We've sunk into thought so deeply that we've made ourselves sick. Depression, bipolar disorder, anxiety, insomnia, acid reflux, ulcers, they all arise from the same root. Too much clinging to thought. We stress ourselves into chemical imbalance. The body heats up, systems malfunction. Just like an electrical device overheats with too much current, so too does the body suffer from the high-frequency energy of constant mental fabrication. The heat burns us from within, and we don't even realize it. We fall into disease because we play with thought. Even cancer, stress, obsessive thinking, the inability to escape the mind, it all leads to breakdown. No amount of money can truly heal it, because healing must begin at the root, the mind. The source of all things is the mind, the pure, empty, radiant life element within us. Remember this, we are the ones destroying our own bodies. We are the ones harming each other. We didn't come into this world to become lost in the vessel. We didn't come to play the game just to become trapped in it. We came to discover that the game itself is only illusion, only fabrication, so we would not fall into delusion. If we see this clearly, that all games and stories have no inherent self, we can finally stop playing. Let the game play itself, but we need not play anymore. Likewise, when we realize that I am the pure, empty, radiant life essence, and that this voice is not our own, then we begin to see clearly. See it. The voice that speaks in your mind is not you. It arises on its own, constantly. It is simply nature, a wave of conditioned energy, a pattern. We are merely borrowing it for a time to realize this truth. Once we see this voice and the images and emotions that come with it as mere natural phenomena like the wind passing by, we stop attaching. Joy and sorrow are like the wind. They come, they go, and we, anchored in clarity, no longer cling to any of it. It needs no food, no clothing to cover itself, no sleep, no waking, and no struggle to seek material elements to sustain the body. Doesn't that speak the truth? Let everything simply pass by. We are here only to learn. We are here to understand that all phenomena are not truly who we are. That's it, just to see this truth. Come and see for yourself. I am pointing the way so you may realize it, not so you may believe it. You must verify it for yourself. Don't we all already know? This body doesn't last. Haven't we seen it? The bodies of animals, the bodies of humans, so many dying constantly every moment. Each day, hundreds of thousands, millions, they pass away in every single moment. Yet the mind, or the life element, drifts onward in search of a new vessel. What does this mean? It means we haven't yet found the answer. We take up residence in this body, or in the body of an animal, because we have not yet seen clearly. As long as we don't realize that we are the pure, formless essence, as long as we have not awakened to the truth that there is absolutely nothing we can call me or mine, as long as we remain unaware of our own pure element, we will continue to wander, seeking vessel after vessel. Remember this well. We can learn any field of study this world offers, science, philosophy, even knowledge of realms beyond this universe. Study as much as you like. But in the end, this body will die, and all that knowledge will dissolve with it. Even the wealth we chase, what is it? We invented pieces of paper and gave them value. We called them money, and we became slaves to them. We created material things, and then we enslaved ourselves to the very objects we made. It's like having a car. Before we had it, life was simpler. But once we acquire the car, we become burdened by it, caring for it, spending money on it, constantly worried about it. We labor even harder to maintain it, and in the end it decays, breaks down, and becomes useless. Then we suffer over the very car we once desired. Before we had it, we were free. Life was light, unburdened. And just like that, before we had this body, we were truly free. Let it all come and go. We are here only to learn, to understand the nature of all things, and realize that they are not who we truly are. We are simply here to see the truth. Come and see for yourself. I am only pointing the way for you to verify it. I am not here to make you believe. Test it for yourself. We all know, don't we, that this body does not last long. Have you noticed? Countless human and animal bodies die every moment. Every second, hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands, even millions die, constantly, without pause. And yet, our consciousness, our life essence, continues to drift, seeking a new vessel. This means we still haven't found the answer. We are residing in this vessel, this body, or even in animal forms. As long as we have not realized that we are the pure element of life, as long as we have not awakened to the truth that there is absolutely nothing that is truly us or ours, we will continue to wander, searching for new vessels. Remember this, to be without a body is a level of freedom from suffering where there's no longer any need to struggle. And what if we were free even from this voice? I want to take you back home. What if we didn't rely on this voice at all? Right now we rely on both voice and body. But I tell you, if this body is not truly you, then let it go. Now try to not even rely on the voice. Speak, but do not cling. Let it speak as it will. Let it think as it will, but do not attach to it. Do not become emotionally involved with it. Why? Because it is not you. You are not this voice. You must realize this through wisdom. I am not teaching you to escape, but to know reality as it is. It's like observing the body. It ages, deteriorates, and eventually dies. That's the truth. Can you accept it? Just as you watch the voice awaken inwardly, be inwardly aware and observe the voice as it speaks. See it clearly. Every word it says, see it. Be aware of its presence at all times. It speaks in the mind. You hear it. It thinks. You're aware of it. It's right here. Let us examine it. Where exactly is this voice that speaks? Try to gather it into something solid. Can you? Truth appears only in the present moment, right here, right now. And the truth is this: all phenomena have no inherent self. That is the truth. The truth is, we are the pure, empty, radiant essence of life. There is absolutely nothing that is truly us or ours. That is the truth. And everything, we can take none of it with us. This voice we currently rely on, just observe it directly. No need to concentrate or focus intensely. Just see it speaking. Observe what it says in your mind. Observe what it thinks. Whether you call it thought or inner speech, it's one and the same. There's a voice in the mind, isn't there? Thinking, inside. Look at it. Who is doing the thinking? Watch carefully. Soon it thinks, what should I eat? See? Did you see how it thought that? Did you see the voice in your mind? It has no mouth, yet it speaks. There is an awareness, an innate knowing of this voice. Observe. While you're observing, who is the one observing? Who is aware? It is not you. This act of observing, this act of knowing, it is just an occurrence. We dwell within it. When you truly see that these are not you, then it ends. Your life element is instantly pulled away from these false identities. Let me use a metaphor. We generate a stream of conditioned phenomena. We created it for the purpose of experience, for learning. But to return to the pure element, we must clearly see that everything we rely on is not who we are. They are merely conditions. When we see this clearly, the current of energy is severed. Now imagine the pure emptiness, clear, luminous. In order for it to learn and perceive, it must form a shape. To perceive and create conditions, it must do what? It must create a mass of energy to encase itself. This is what I call a bubble. Like how the earth is surrounded by an atmosphere to shield it from external harm. Once a delicate bubble forms around this essence, it is immediately separated from the great universal emptiness. the pure void becomes enclosed and no longer merges seamlessly with the universal field. Separation begins here. So we form shapes, these bubbles, and begin to perceive. The moment something touches the bubble, it ripples. It senses, doesn't it? When something makes contact, the bubble feels it, and then it responds. It ripples further into reaction and elaboration. I call this the subtle body. We created this subtle body right here, but are we aware of that? We're not. We only dwell in ignorance. Then how am I able to speak about it? Since I was a child, I've asked myself, why were we born? Where did we truly come from? And when this body dies, where do we go next? I kept asking, what is the real purpose of this life? I had everything, a family, a home, a car, wealth. Yet something within still felt incomplete, as though none of it was what I truly sought. Until one day I turned inward. I began to awaken within. As I reversed the stream of awareness and awakened within, I began to see, who is it that speaks these words? Who is it that imagines these thoughts? Whose emotions are these? Whose memories? And this knowing, this awareness of sound, of scent, of sight, who is the one that knows? When the stream was reversed, I saw all these functions happening on their own. They were movements of nature. They operated automatically. That day, this realization kept turning and stirring until it became clear, crystal clear, and the pure element of life within us accepted the truth. It saw that none of these things are truly us, and then it shattered the conditioned formations that had veiled our essence. Like a soap bubble enclosing us, it burst, pop, just like that. The moment that bubble burst, the emptiness that had long been imprisoned within merged completely with the infinite emptiness of the cosmic element. It felt like a bomb had exploded in the center of the chest, and then light radiated out, merging with the entire universe. An unspeakable knowing arose, a knowing beyond language, a knowing of all things. Tears flowed. We are not human. We were never born onto this earth. Yet we came to believe this body is who we are. We believed the voice that speaks is us. We thought we were the voice. We thought we were the images. We thought we were the emotions. And so we drowned in emotion, in happiness, in sorrow, even though emotions are not us. They are merely conditions. We drowned in memory. We drowned in this sense of being the knower. But when the truth became clear, that none of this is truly us, that these things do not inherently exist, we realized they are merely phenomena we ourselves constructed. In truth, we created the entire universe. Once this truth was seen, tears flowed. How could a human possibly understand this? This truth has always been here with us, yet no one came to teach us. When I saw all of it, I could only weep and ask myself, who would have known? How could anyone teach this to humans? How could humans possibly understand this when we so firmly believe that we are human? As I said, this body doesn't last, it dies. So in what way can we truly say we are human? Suppose the body were to die right now. Do you know what would happen? Our life element would go seek another vessel and be born again, as an animal of any kind. We've already been every type of animal. We were there in the age of the dinosaurs. Even before that, we were single-celled organisms. We've been all of it. We've had children, countless millions of them. Our offspring number in the infinite. We've had so many parents, so many friends, so many enemies. We've been everything. And each day, we return again to the same story, inhabiting a vessel, falling into delusion, seeking food, feeling anger, hatred, revenge, competing just to eat. No matter how rich we become, it's only to eat a single plate of food, no matter how great our merit. it's only to eat that same plate. And then we die in vain. We are born only to die in vain again and again and again. Why does our consciousness, our life element, keep seeking new vessels without end? When will it stop? That is the core question. Each time the body dies, the life element seeks a new form and is born as an animal once more. That new body dies, and we are born again. And so the cycle repeats. New parents, new children, again and again, only to die again, only to be born again. The real question is, when will the mind stop being born? Because our minds still lack the wisdom of realization. We have not awakened to the truth that we are the pure element. If we saw clearly that nothing at all is truly us, no self exists in anything, we are the pure, unconditioned element, then we would dissolve into the universe, just as I have. And once this is known, do you know what happens? It becomes clear. There is no more birth. What would be born? There's nothing left that could be us. No form remains that can be called me. There is no longer any desire to take form. Even this voice, we no longer cling to it. We do not cling to sound, to image, to feeling. There is only purity. Within, though within is not quite right, for there is no inside or outside, there is only totality. There is no longer the feeling of being human, and there is no longer the need to be anything. Birth becomes impossible. Truly nothing can cause rebirth. This is the state of non-birth in every moment. Birth happens when our pure element grasps at something, when our sense of self latches onto form. But in truth, our self has three levels. First, the body. Imagine a fruit. The outer peel is not us, but we get fooled into thinking it is. Then when the peel is removed, we think the flesh is us. But remove that too, and there, in the core, is the seed. That seed, that is our true self. If we can see that neither peel nor flesh is us, then we will realize we are the seed. Yet the seed cannot speak. Our consciousness, our life element, is empty, radiant, pure, free from all fabrication. It cannot speak. It has no language. But we became lost in believing the body is us. We only inhabit this vessel. How can it truly be us? It's like borrowing a car that doesn't even belong to us. We just rode in it for a while. And this car, this body, is made of worldly elements. It too will rot and return to earth. Do you see? This body is not us. The voice speaking right now, it is part of the subtle body, like a soap bubble. We are the element, empty, clear, and pure. We have created conditioned formations that take the shape of a soap bubble, what is called the subtle body. It is we who have wrapped ourselves in these layers of fabrication, and in doing so, separation has arisen. The emptiness within the bubble and the emptiness outside are in truth one and the same, but they appear divided, separated by the shell of conditioned formation. When the soap bubble envelops us, we assume the form of this subtle body, and with it we are now able to move. With this movement, time is born, distance is born, dimensions arise, all from this. If not, listen to it many times. Now, once we possess this subtle body, it begins to perceive. Then it drifts. It seeks a physical vessel to inhabit. Upon entering the physical body, it clings to the idea, I am human. It forgets that it is, in essence, empty, radiant, and pure. It merely came to learn. Without relying on fabrication, without a vessel, it cannot realize its true nature. As long as the pure life element has not awakened to knowledge, has not realized that it is the pure element itself, then every time it leaves one body, it will seek another in which to fabricate and learn again. And if in that next body it still fails to awaken, it will again seek a new one, over and over. No matter how much we walk, sit in meditation, perform austerities, rituals, or supplications, none of it can help. Let me tell you, there is only one knowledge that can free us from rebirth and suffering: to know ourselves as the pure, empty, radiant element of life, to see clearly that this body is not who we are, that the voice we hear is not our voice, that images, emotions, sensations, and perception, none of it is us. We must come to a realization: nothing is truly us. All the knowledge we've ever learned that we are human must be shattered completely. Only then can we awaken to the truth that we are this pure element. Now, when this soap bubble enters a physical vessel, it becomes capable of perception. It perceives through the vessel's windows: the eyes, ears, nose, tongue, skin. These are the windows. When stimuli strike these windows, they ripple through the bubble. We perceive through vibration. Vibration becomes sound, image, emotion, memory. These vibrations flow through the body, through the brain. From birth, we began to feel emotions: pleasure, displeasure, but we didn't yet know what emotions were. Then we began remembering images, sounds, smells, tastes, touch. We began to speak. We began to communicate. Yet no one ever taught us that we are the pure element. They only taught us to think, to remember, to survive. They taught us that we are their child, their parent, their sibling, their family, their possession, that we are human. We were taught to believe that we belong to one another. We were taught to labor for food and security. We were taught to believe in the absolute reality of the world. And so, we pass these teachings on to one another, recycling suffering within these dimensional realms. Not one among us has ever taught the science of the awakened mind. So we remain trapped in the illusion of selfhood, arguing, hating, resenting one another. To return to our pure element, I would simply say this: it's time to come home. What are you still searching for? Come home, dear one. There is truly nothing that is you, nothing that truly belongs to you. When will we finally want to return? Aren't you tired of being lost in this body? Aren't you tired of dwelling in this voice? Aren't you tired of being entangled in thought after thought? Aren't you tired of being bound by mental imagery and emotion? Are you not weary of joy and sorrow, of satisfaction and dissatisfaction, of calm and indifference? Are you not tired of relying on these passing moods, these fragile sensations, these fleeting memories, these constant perceptions? Can anyone see that this hearing, this scent, this sight, it happens by itself? The sound of cars, birds, people, they are heard all on their own. Can anyone see that nature is simply doing its work? We only need to see this truth, that these natural functions are not us. They operate on their own. They are tools that we created as a soap bubble. If we could just see clearly that perception is merely an activity of the bubble, that the colors of emotion are only the bubble's hues, that these vibrations, this sound, these images are not us, but merely phenomena. Let us see this. I say, come and prove it for yourself. I'm not asking you to believe, but to see with your own eyes that nothing is truly you. This body will die. That is certain, is it not? And when the body is gone, what of the voice, the one that keeps speaking in the mind? Where is it? See, it has no form, it has no substance. It is simply a wave of energy, a frequency emerging from our pure element, and then it vanishes. Just like heat radiates from the sun and dissolves into space, just like light pours forth from the sun and fades, like electromagnetic waves, like the sun's magnetic fields. They all surge outward and disappear. These are but the activities of the sun. We are the mind, the element of life that is empty, clear, and pure. It is the original source from which energy surges forth, taking the shape of a bubble that wraps around itself. If we could only see these surging phenomena for what they are, sounds for example, we would understand that they are not us. They are simply natural occurrences functioning on their own. They are just how nature expresses itself. Our true nature is a pure, transparent emptiness, and from this nature there arise 5 kinds of natural expressions. These expressions form a kind of mist, a bubble-like veil that envelops us. Energy surges outward as sound waves and then dissolves. Energy surges out as mental images and dissolves back into nothing. The nature of sound is simply that. It belongs to no one. It just functions as it is. See this clearly. It is not ours, not who we are. The nature that bursts forth as mental imagery, when we recall our parents or imagine a giraffe or an elephant, those images that appear in the mind are simply energies expressing themselves as form. That too is nature at work. We are the original natural source, yet we mistakenly attach ourselves to these conditioned expressions. We can only be free of this attachment when we see the truth, that these expressions, thoughts, images belong to no one. Don't cling to them, let them perform their function, let nature move as it does. The third expression of nature is emotion. When we think or imagine something that aligns with our desires, we feel pleasure. When things don't go according to our expectations, we feel pain. Pleasure, displeasure, neutrality, peace. All emotions are just conditioned responses. They arise from our pure, elemental nature and then dissolve. They surge outward like a fog, forming a bubble around us. If we can see these surging emotions for what they are, we'll see they are not us. Let them arise as they will. It's their nature. Let nature do its work. These expressions, left untouched, will dissolve. It's as if they are trying to form a bubble, but they cannot, because there is no self to sustain or empower them. The energy arises and falls away, unable to create a lasting. Can humans truly grasp this? But let's not bind ourselves to being human. We were never born into this world. We've never truly been human. It's only this voice, this constant stream of thought, that has been speaking all along. From the very first moment until now, it's just this voice that's been speaking. From the time we wake until we fall asleep, it never stops. But in deep sleep, there lies the pure element. In that state, there is no trace of self remaining. That is the pure essence. The only thing missing is wisdom. So long as there is no wisdom, this cycle of becoming will continue endlessly until the realization dawns. We are the pure element. Only when we awaken to the truth that we are the pure element, and not any of these passing expressions, can we be free. When we first wake up, awareness begins anew. As new thoughts arise, the sense of self begins to reappear, starting to form the shape of a bubble once again. All day long, we keep shaping this bubble around ourselves, wrapping ourselves in it continuously until we fall asleep. In sleep, the bubble vanishes. What remains is emptiness, nothingness, a merging with the entire universe. Yet we remain unaware. We do not know that we are this elemental being. Therefore, know this. This truth can be realized at any time. Simply observe the expressions that surge forth. Observe how nature flows out as sound, as image, as emotion. It is just doing what it does. It belongs to no one. It arises and it passes away. Don't hold on to it. The fourth expression of nature arises as memory. Sometimes it emerges as vague recollections, only to fade again into forgetting. The fifth is the knowing faculty itself, the awareness that hears this voice. Do you see? It hears by itself. It smells, sees, and tastes on its own. If you observe carefully, you'll notice it knows by itself. So where is this self we keep referring to? Such questions echo back within us because we are still clinging to the idea that we are human, clinging to this voice that speaks now. We identify so heavily with this voice that we have become it. We are completely submerged in the meaning of thoughts. We have forgotten that we are the element of life, that we are the pure original nature. We have forgotten. We do not know. So know it now. Wake up now. Come home. We have been asleep for so long, lost in dreams we mistook for reality. Wake up, dear ones. This is all an illusion. Come back home. The true Father is waiting for us, the origin of nature that we already possess, but we are unaware of it. Instead, we have created a nature that erupts like a bubble, encasing ourselves. We have become lost in the nature of thought, even though it does not truly exist. It is merely a manifestation that arises from the origin of life and then dissolves. The inner voice as it is cannot be touched. It has no true form. Imagery is intangible. It has no form. Emotions, too, are nature's manifestations, but they are untouchable, for they have no essence. Do not become entangled in these phenomena. They do not truly exist. Do not get caught in imagery, emotions, sensations, or memories. Do not be consumed by any form of perception. Always remember that these phenomena are not who we are. They are simply functioning on their own. Let the mind accept this truth. Let our pure life element, our true nature, accept it on its own. Listen to my words repeatedly. Let the sound of this teaching resonate in your mind constantly, and you will begin to feel lighter, freer. The more you listen, the lighter and freer you will become. Notice, those who continue to listen to the teachings, they will shed their old ways, becoming like an empty cup, receptive and open. Listen and understand. Follow with full awareness. Understand deeply so that it reaches the heart and accepts the truth. Then the delusion of clinging to these transient phenomena will explode into dust, like a bubble bursting into fragments. We will merge as one with the essence of the entire universe. We will realize there is no more birth, and therefore no more suffering. The cycle of birth and death will have ended. We will have returned home to what we truly are, and tears will flow uncontrollably as we realize how foolish we have been, lost in what is not truly us. Let us all return home now. I will end here. May all of us who have come to listen with open hearts quickly awaken to the pure, empty, and radiant life essence within us. May this be so for all beings. If you're interested in these teachings on awakening, mind observation, and transcending suffering through wisdom, we'd love to hear your thoughts. Share your insights in the comments, provide productive feedback. And if you find this content valuable, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel.